meeting with one of the successful business owners in the US. He moved from Kenya in the year 1998, and he's been here for like one of the challenges he faced is that at some point he had to quit his job, which was paying him $3, and he began his business. So along the way, the business didn't do well, and also he had to sell the business to begin another business, which he's currently running, and he does not regret doing whatever he did. So guys, come on with me and let's go meet this successful businessman who is residing in the US, and so he can give us his ideas and also share his experiences and the challenges that he faced. Guys, stay tuned, stay here, let's enjoy the content, okay? Also, don't forget to subscribe. After watching this video, make sure you go and hit the red button, subscribe to my channel for more fresh content. Alright guys, come on! So today I have a guest. He's here to share his story. He has a business here in the US, and business is doing well. So he's been here for quite a long time, and today he's here to share his story and also to give us some news. He has a book that he's about to launch. So guys, stay tuned, okay? So Mr. Amboseli, can you introduce yourself to my viewers and tell us who you are?
Okay, my name is Bussines. My business is Amboseli Sporting and Amboseli Professional Services. And my pen name, which I used to write, is Ababio or Ababio.
Ababio, wow. What is the meaning of Ababio? Would you like to elaborate to our viewers?
Yes, Ababio actually is a name that comes from Ghana. It's about somebody who calls people to war or Asia. So I got it because I used the name when I was acting in a play.
Wow.
When I was in high school. That's how I managed to use the name, and I used it as my pen name.
Wow, that's nice. Okay, so how long have you been in the US, and how has it been like?
I came to the US in 1986, August, as a student. And initially I came to go to school. So when I came to go to school, I wanted to do medicine. But because going to a medical school and you're a foreign student was expensive, so I could not manage to go to a medical school. So I decided to do chemistry, then possibly go to medical school after my chemistry degree.
Wow.
So it took me 5 years because I used to work and go to school. Yeah, because as a foreign student that time we couldn't get a scholarship or you could not get financial aid. So I used to work in the lab 20 hours, then I work at night. I work at the cafeteria to make ends meet, so and to pay my fees. And in the summer I worked at the school, physical plant, painting. So I managed to go to school, and I graduated in 1992, so it took a little long.
Wow, that's nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what schools did you go to when you were back at home, like back in Kenya? Did you go to school there, or you never?
Yes, I went initially to Afra High School. That's where I did my high school. Then after that I went to Chuka, then I went to Kenya Polytechnic for high school. Yeah. After that, after the Kenya Polytechnic, that's where I did my advanced level. Then after that I came in.
Nice. So comparing the schools in Kenya and the schools in the US, how would you like rate them? Like what's the difference?
It's different because I think when I came to the US, I felt as if I was like in a sophomore because it was the schools. I mean, because I came to my freshman year, but education was easy because Kenyan education is very
Hard.
tough and colonial, I think.
Right.
Because I did my first exam. I mean, when I did my exam, I know it was so tough that I don't think my 4 years in college were as hard as, trying to do that advanced level education. It's so competitive, and I think it doesn't allow anybody to advance. But when you get to America, at least you get a chance to
do a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I used to write at home, but I could not get a chance to publish my book at home because whenever I send it to the press, they could say, "Oh, you need to redo it. You need to redo it." But when I came to America, I think it was easy to get a chance to write the book.
Yeah. And guys, this is his book. It's called The Open Road. Amazon. So look for this book, guys. Support him. Buy these books. This is our own. Support our own. So he's also an author. Okay. Apart from that, he also has a business. It's called Bussines Professional Services. So tell us about your business.
Okay. After I finished, my first degree, I was a chemist. Then I finished that. I worked with Quest Diagnostics as a certifying scientist for some years, 18 years. Then I decided to do my master's in management because I was tired of clocking in. I wanted to do something in case I was laid off or because like once you reach 50 sometimes they can hire somebody. They hired 2 people to do my job and just told me to look for another position because they could not pay me that enough. So I decided to leave there. Then I went to train myself to do taxes. Then I worked for H&L Block for around 2 years before I established my own business of taxes. That's Bussines Professional Services. It does taxes, consulting, and on ITIN and N400 applications.
So I have a question. So you are employed in a company here in the US and they couldn't pay you enough money, or what? Did I miss
Well, I figure because you see, once you do your master's, sometimes you expect to be paid more because the work. The work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I was sitting on the computer for so many years and I could not make mistakes. So I felt that I needed something that, even if it pays me less, I have a chance to advance and even do
something different.
Or I can just be my own boss.
Wow. That's a great move. So guys, can you hear that? He devoted from his job and he decided to open his own business in a foreign land. Who will do that? Stay tuned. Okay, so about your business, did you face any challenges? Because we have a lot of people who come here and they're like they are afraid to start their own businesses, especially when you think about how much you pay, like a piece of, I don't know, like bills and all that.
Yes.
So how would you advise someone who is watching us and maybe they're interested in beginning their own business here? What's your advice?
Actually, America is it's challenging. Sometimes you fear because when I started my business, I started like the other sporting business. I just started with only one jersey because I went to a friend and because I used to love soccer and I used to play, but when I got injured and I figured, hey, I need to be around the game. So I decided to sell sports jerseys. So I did not get a loan because sometimes that's the problem we face trying to get a loan from the banks, because banks always will tell you you have bad credit, and of course we have bad credit because we did not have a way to start.
Exactly.
And so you have to struggle to raise some money. And I just, after I looked at most people, especially the Mexican people, they start from nowhere and they still manage it. So I figured, why can't I just use the same knowledge and see how I can do it? And I think it works. I mean, I've not got a loan from the bank to do my business. I've just, when I do my taxes, I bring the income to the judges. So that's how I operate.
So your business is loan free, like no credit.
I don't own.
Wow, that is so inspiring. Wow, guys. So so along the journey, like of starting your business, did you face any challenges? Because I know, like, maybe when you're starting a new business, maybe you're like, I'm going to make a lot of money, or maybe you expect like profit at the beginning, and then maybe it doesn't work well, like it doesn't kick in the very first time. So did you face any kind of a challenge, or was it like did it just like when you began your business, did you just start seeing like fruits at the beginning, or it was kind of a challenge?
It's very challenging. Actually, I started my business in 2014 and 2016. After I left Quest, then I started this after some years, like around. So initially I was working halfway at H&L Block and get my other business. So it was slow, it could not pay bills. So,
right.
And because I remember I've failed before, I've tried a business. I tried a restaurant called Amboseli Cafe.
Wow, so you tried many businesses.
Yes, I tried Amboseli Cafe. I was still in corporate America, so I used to work, and in the afternoon and in the evening I go to the restaurant. And my wife that time was able to go and work in the morning, and me work in the evening. So we tried 1 year, because in hotel business you have to manage 2 years before they give you a loan. So we just like tried. I took my 401k money. That was my starting capital. So I put it in the restaurant. But after a year and a half, almost, we were 6 months before we start getting funded. God, things started getting expensive because I was facing problems at work. They can't leave you go because sometimes you have to work overtime, and when you have a hotel business, you must be there. And people sometimes come to the hotel to see you, and you have to be there as the owner. They don't want you to leave somebody there. So that one, my God, my 401, so I went bankrupt on that. So after that, I learned from there. That's when I started because the brand was picking up so well. So I decided to just, instead of from Amboseli Cafe, then Amboseli Professional Services started from there. Then Amboseli Sporting now. Then you've come
a long way. Wow. So when you started your business, did you did you have employees, or were you just doing it by yourself?
Yeah, I used to have like part-time employees who could work like a half a time. And I had my brother, and he could work in the morning because he used to go to work at 3. So sometimes he could help, like do preparation on the food and all that, and get the person who was cooking, get the food ready. Then once I come, we exchange. We just used to trade, but it was pretty hard to afford employees. Actually, it's right now that we have started like during the taxes, because we are so busy. Then that's when I started having employees, that at least I could use somebody who could work, because the work was so much. Like the last 2 years, it has picked so much, so that we need to hire somebody so that we can be able to deal with the clients we have.
Right. Wow, that's so inspiring. So guys, apart from as you have heard, he tried the business, he had a restaurant, it failed, and he sold the restaurant and opened the Amboseli Professional Services. And apart from Amboseli Professional Services, he also has a business where he sells sportswear, jazz, and all that. And what Amboseli Professional Services really entails is that he does file taxes for people, like yearly we have to file taxes. So I do know a lot of people who have been asking me, like, can I do this when I come there? Yes, guys, you can do it, okay? So he's in the business, he's doing it. He files taxes not only for Kenyans, but for everybody in the US, right?
Yes.
So your business accommodates everybody, right?
Exactly, because, and again, even writing my book, I do not write for Kenyans. I just
Yeah,
write
exactly.
for everybody. And,
so, yeah. So tell us about your book, about the open road. What inspired you to write this book?
Okay, actually, this was like a memoir. It's almost like it started like a memoir when you write all the points from leaving home, getting the visa, the challenges of getting a visa to come to America. And
which is not always easy.
Yes, because sometimes you could go to the embassy and get turned
Right.
back. So from the beginning, where it starts from Embakasi, and it starts from that point when you have all the fears that then you hear about America. Sometimes when you have left to go and get the visa, you hear people who have left America, possibly they could not make it. They will tell you, "Oh, America is bad." So sometimes when you are going to come here, there is no way you can even take those thoughts, because you feel, hey, not everybody comes to America to succeed or succeeds. America is so difficult, but yet it has opportunities that at least it gives you a second chance.
Yeah.
So I left there at the embassy, getting the visa, coming up to the port of entry in New York, then from New York come to across the promised land, which we were hearing my journey to school, to Warrensburg, and the first experiences of, when you come the first few months, you start missing home.
I know, homesickness.
So there is that first few years of homesickness, but yet you say, hey, I got this opportunity, because those who have not got the opportunity, they will tell you, I wish I was you. So you strive on to confrontation, and confrontation wasn't easy, because as an African, again, there is now interaction between either Black Americans and the white Americans.
Right.
Because especially we dealing again with English, because the American English was different.
Kind of a challenge.
Yeah.
Especially when you get here and you have that fresh accent from Africa, like from Kenya, you're like,
Yes.
everything you say, like everything you speak out, somebody's like, what did you say? What did you say?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, am I supposed to repeat every word? Like, Yeah.
So we face those challenges. Then again, now the interaction, because like once you come from Africa, sometimes you face this, there is racism, of course. Now
Yeah.
you have to face that, whereby, because you came from Africa and you meet people who think, okay, like interacting with the first experience meeting Black America was very hard, because they thought you were an imitation white, because you were thinking like a white person, but it's the product of colonialism.
Right.
And I think if they can read the forward here, I think it's all there. If you could see that forward, the challenges of acting like you are white, because that's the perception, because of the colonial experience, because we were brought up in those schools where we were taught always of a point of reference was the British. And so we did not pick it up, but it just we ended up being part of that. So that experience was very hard to initially now cope with people who thought, hey, why does he act like a white person, you know? So when I came, I just tried to glide between the two races without being a captive of race. I just said, you know what, if I left Africa, a black country, and I came to America, which is a white country, I should not be a captive of my blackness. You know? I should try and do whatever I can, not as a victim, you know. So whatever was happening to me, I just said, hey, let me move on. And you know, a lot of people, not everybody, I mean, not everybody can adjust to that.
To that, exactly. Because I know, like especially the very first time when you get here, people get like stressed, depressed, because you feel like maybe you didn't come with a lot of money, and then there's those challenges. You have a host who is not even understanding you, and you're like, maybe you're used to staying with your parents, and then now you are here alone. You have to work very hard. So there are challenges that you have to face with racial discrimination and all that, which we are seeing right now, like what's going on, you know, blacks being shot everywhere. So guys, it's a lot that people have to, you know, persevere to get, you know, to succeed or to make it. Some people don't, you know. And you know, like when you have family back home, they're expecting you to send money back home, you know. And yeah, it's kind of a challenge, but as he said, you just have to, this is a lot of opportunities. Once you work hard, you can get everything you want. It's not for the lazy. You have to work hard to get that milk and honey. So for someone who is, you know, for those young kids in Africa, you know, their dream is always to succeed, and you know, like they always aim America, like they want to come to America. Like, you know, Obama is from, you know, our country, so which inspires a lot of people. Lupita Nyong'o, people look up to them. So like for somebody who is in Africa and they want to come to America, what would you advise them?
Actually, they should never regret coming to America, because I mean, we are so many. I mean, you know, like there was a time I was asking myself, where is my home? In the book you could see after.
Yeah, I saw it.
I finished my first 9 years, then I went home, and the friends I used to know had either left or they either feared I had changed. So I was asking myself where my home was, whether it's where I was born or where I grew up, to open my eyes. And so the friends I met in college now, the friends I met here, trying to, I mean, that became my family, because the road became my home. And I decided that, hey, since when I left home, I did not have any strong friendships, because it was high school, then after that you leave. So, but here it's where you have finished your school, then you have stayed for so many years, like I've been here for 35 years now. I ask myself, we cannot keep thinking of going back. You know, a lot of people have this mentality that, okay, I come here, I'm here for a little while, then you put your leg here, you put your leg here. So in the end, as time goes by, you realize that Indians, when they leave India, they don't think
of going back.
They come and try to build. And I wish we had that same mentality, because if you do, people could have gone so far. But our country is very small for everybody. And if you have a chance, just make use of that, seize that moment.
Yeah.
You can be everything you can be.
Yeah,
and I mean, you can get the education, then use that education to do what you can do. I mean, like now I can use my management to manage my business. So it's and the thing is, those who come don't think that you're going to sit in an office. I mean, we have sat in the offices, we have sat in corporate,
Yeah.
but that should not be. You should be able to do everything you can do.
Like, open up your mind, try many different things, because I mean, you can't succeed unless you try something different. And guys, so keep trying. So one thing I want to ask you, so for, like when we move from home and we come here, people always expect us to go back, buy land, build, and invest back home. How are you doing that? Are you investing back home?
I tell you, I will never think again about that because I tried, and you never realize you cannot. I mean, the only way you can manage your business if you can watch it.
Right.
Because a lot of relatives have, because you realize a lot of people get frustrated because they try to build things. We have lost a lot of investments trying to do that. So I just tell you, invest where you are. Keep your money. You can use it later because you can't take your relatives to court, and I think that's what most problems face, and they get swindled into it. But if you're going to stay at home, if your aim is to go back there, then do it. But for us, we think of this is our home, this is where I run even for office whenever I have to, and so whatever I have to do I have to do it. And we have to think of not all those things most people used to acquire everything, like African politicians, they are never content,
Right.
And we came to realize that in life, especially after this COVID thing, you better live the day as if it were the last.
Right. You never know about tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, invest where you are. Don't send money back home to your relatives, because some of that money, I do know of people my friends who always say, you know what, I send my relatives this amount of money to build a house or do something for me, and they never did. So it's real. Invest where you are, so that way you don't regret, because we really work hard for this money. It's guys, it's not easy. It's not easy to survive in this place, to work hard, and actually people live paycheck to paycheck. So guys, invest where you are. So what else would you like to share?
Yeah, personally, that's what for those, like, I decided to use my being here for a long time to.
So you've been here for 35 years?
Yes, so I decided, instead of going to compete for those offices in Kenya, because I used to be a president of the International Student Organization when I was in college.
Wow, which college did you go in Kenya?
Oh, no, I went to the Central Missouri
Central Missouri University.
I was a president of the International Student Organization, which is like so new, like one of those student leaders. So I managed to create connections with students from different countries who are now very successful because they have this. So if I wanted to do anything international, it's easy to deal with them because they were my friends, from Libya, from Finland, from anywhere, Europe, China, and so it's that thing that has made me realize that, hey, if you have to go home sometimes to fight with those politicians, it's not easy.
Right.
I just want to be a brother here who can work with, if I have to work with the home country, or because I sometimes go to some conferences here where you have a lot of investors, and yes, you could tell them to go and invest in Africa, but you want tell them to invest in a place where they can get their money's worth. Because
Right.
a lot of Americans here, it's us who are the connection to them. So whatever I can advise people is, hey, we want those governments to use us.
Exactly. Use us, guys.
Because, like when they bring an ambassador to work in Washington, they try to get somebody who is
Not even Kenya.
who lived in Kenya all their life. Why can't they use the people who are in connection with Americans? And we can help the country that way. I think that's the only bonds that bind us.
Yeah, because they keep saying that they're creating jobs for the young people, but honestly, I don't know who benefits from the young people. Maybe it's the old who gets old and then they start being young. So that annotation is I think it's misused. Okay, so do you have family here?
My daughter, she's in Uganda. But I am planning. She's coming here pretty soon. COVID is what stopped here, but I've got my other family, like my brothers. I have one brother here, and I've got my nieces and my nephews here. But my parents, they still live at home, so I like to go and see them once in a while, because now they cannot come here. My mom doesn't like to fly, and she hates the escalator. And my dad now he can't fly anymore, and so we are 9. We just lost one. My sister, I dedicated the book to here.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
may she rest in peace.
Yeah, but so the others are at home, but some have come here once in a while, so it's very close now, that at least now I can go every 2 years, apart from this COVID time.
Right.
So it's become closer now than it was my first time.
And since you've been here for quite a long time, 35 years has been a long time. How do you maintain your friendship? Do you still have the same friends you used to have when you were back home, or your friendship cycle changed?
Yeah, I think that's the challenge we face, because like like my second book, the Ways America, if after they finish this, they go to that, there is the loss of, the friendship ends, because most people who are in Africa, the only people who are left in the places you were born are those who did not get an opportunity to live. The old people, if they have not gone, they are still there. But the only people that you can even know are in the because the village, even I never spent a lot of time in the village, because I came, maybe I spent very few. That thing was from standard 1 to standard 7, then after that you leave. So the people you go to see now, it's very hard. But I like to establish some connections. Like when I want to take my book, I want to take it to, like the primary school I went to. I go to some Kenyan schools and just be able to tell them, because I'm going this summer, and I like to have some book readings and just encourage them to do the best they can.
Yeah, they need that. So what is your last remark for our viewers?
I like to encourage them to be the best of what they can do. If you cannot, not everybody will be an intellectual. You don't focus on that, hey, everybody must. School is very hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. Everybody.
You can be a comedian if you want to make it. You can be a musician. You can be anything you can be, but don't think, classes were very hard for us, but we did not have a choice. But if you get a chance to come to America, I encourage you. If you are a mechanic, be the best at that. If you are a janitor, be the best at that. If you are what you can do. If you are a doctor, be the best doctor you can. So don't strive to do what everybody wants.
Is doing. Good. Okay guys, so in case you're wondering where his office is, where his business is located, it is located in Kansas, or later Kansas. And kindly go to Amazon and get your copy of this book, The Open Road, Ababio. So do that guys, and support him and get this copy and read and get to know a lot of details that he did summarize in there. And also, in case you're looking for someone to file for your taxes, he's so good in that. So make sure that you look for him, okay? All right guys.